Hello Mech Warriors, and welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we try to be a better mech commander every day. Today's video will be going over how to become a mech commander. I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign in MekHQ. Once you've got MekHQ installed and ready to go, you're just going to come in here and click Start a New Campaign. You'll get this little loading screen, and this Options tab will come up. This video is aimed towards setting up a campaign so that you can manage a tabletop game, but I'll also show you how to launch missions. So I'm just going to take Against the Bot official options, and then you gotta choose when you want to set it. Let's go 3052. Now instead of clicking on anything, you have to hit enter. And then this is gonna give you all of your various things. I usually shut off maintenance checks, it's just annoying. Supplies and acquisition, this determines like what kind of parts you can get, tech limits, etc. So once you've got this set up how you want it, just come down here and hit confirm. Now I like to have a dark mode and I like full screen. So we go to themes, and I'm just going to click flat darkula, and that'll switch it to dark mode for you. Now, first thing you're going to need to do is give yourself some money. If you have 0 C-bills, you can't hire or purchase anything. So we'll just give ourselves 100 million C-bills, and it'll show up in here. And then we need to hire some personnel. We're going to want an administrator, and then we're going to want a logistical administrator. Sometimes the randomly generated staff are going to have like crazy stuff that you don't want them to have. It'll make them more expensive to hire and stuff, so we can go in here and edit statistics. We're going to get rid of all of these extra special abilities, and maybe her administration level is too high, so we reduce it by 1. And we get higher for that. They're used for like acquiring parts and things like that. So then we need some mech warriors for our mechs. Let's hire him, hire them, hire this person. Now you can add mechs in 2 ways. If you have a custom unit that you want to add, you're going to want to go to purchase unit, and then if you've put it in correctly, it should be in here. You can also just add units, like let's say we wanted a Griffin. Sure, we'll get a Griffin 1S. Now the buy target number is if you want your administrator to buy it, or you can just add it as the GM, and then I'd recommend taking this amount, this 4 million, out of your finances over here so you can add funds, and then you do negative 4,500,000 or whatever it was, and that will give you a loss of $4 million. So now we have 1 mech, so we need to assign a person to it, a pilot, and we can go through and see all of our different ranks of pilots. Let's give the veteran the Griffin, and let's go and see what we can purchase out of the marketplace. Unit market. We have a Sentinel, an Orion, a Saracen hover tank, a Vedette medium tank. Now this will refresh every once in a while. It depends on your campaign settings, but things don't just stay in here all the time, and different mechs are going to have different percentage discounts, and they're going to have a delivery date. So this Hatchet Man is a bad deal. It's a little bit overcosted and it'll take a week to get here. We need some mechs ASAP. Let's get these on sale, Sentinel and Orion. So we just purchase, and then we purchase that one again. And if you go in here, if you want it just to arrive immediately because you don't want to skip a bunch of days, you can just go GM mode, unit arrives immediately. And then we're going to assign another pilot, assign another pilot. So now all of our mechs have pilots. What do we do with this lance? Well, you want to go in here to My Campaign and double click on it, and you want to add new force, my lance. And if you double click on this, it either opens or closes all of the additional tabs underneath it. So you want to add unit, mech, light. So we just add all of our mechs to here. There we go. All of our mechs have been added. And now we go into briefing room, we go add mission, and we want a new mission. A contract is a series of missions. If we just want to do 1 mission at a time, we want a new mission. And then we want to add a scenario. So now we have the scenario first deployment of our new force. Now if we go to my lance, you'll see we can now deploy force, new mission, first deployment. And now if we click on here, we can see that this lance has been deployed. Now, if you hit export MUL file, you can get an exact copy with all of the same pilots and all of the same mechs, and that will get saved into your files here as an MUL, and then you can go into MegaMech. Now, if you want to deploy to MegaMech, you can hit Start Game, and it'll open MegaMech for you, and it'll automatically load in your units. Now, if you wanted to add the force manually after launching MegaMech, we'd go to Reinforce from MUL file. Now, you're going to need to go into MekHQ, under Data, under Mech Files, First Deployment My Campaign. and it'll bring everything up for you. Now, you could go through everything in MegaMech and then save the salvage file once you have achieved victory, or you can just resolve manually. This is how you would do it if you were doing a tabletop campaign. So did your side control the battlefield at the end of the scenario? Yes. And then it's going to want a salvage file. We don't have one. No file selected. So it will allow you to edit all of the units here. So let's say the Locust got its left leg blown off. 0 armor, 0 structure, and we'll say left leg hip got crit out. And then you would just adjust this based on your mech sheet, right? So maybe you took some damage to the center torso, some damage to the right torso, you got a left arm blown off, whatever. Then you hit OK, and now the Locust is going to be damaged. Maybe your pilots took some hits, so you put this on there. Maybe someone was killed, right? Took 5 damage, killed in action. That mech pilot is now dead. Resolution, you want probably victory. Now, it's not going to give you any of the salvage. Running this through MegaMech will give you all of the salvage for the damaged units, and then you can sort of pick and choose based on how your contracts are set up. But for a tabletop campaign, you'll hit finish, and then you would just go in here, and maybe your group salvaged a grasshopper, add GM. Maybe it is damaged, GM mode, edit damage. Maybe they head capped the grasshopper completely, and now it has 0 structure on both of those. And perhaps they blew out the cockpit while they were doing so. All right, so they've got an inoperable grasshopper, and they're down 2 pilots. So we go back in here, we hire 2 new mech pilots. Now we go to the repair bay. We don't have any parts, and we don't have any mech techs. So we got to go in here, and we hire some mech techs. Hire. Now to get any of your techs to show up, you're going to have to advance a day, and then they'll show up here. Now, we have no armor available. So we go here to parts acquisition. We need a mech life support system, sensors, some armor, mech left leg 20 tons, mech head, and then they're all going to show up over here, and we're going to automatically order these if we advance a day. And we can see our 2 guys have ordered 2 parts. If you've got multiple parts, you're going to have to advance days. Not every time are you going to succeed with both of your guys. So you might need multiple days here. But then if we go to warehouse, we can see all of our parts, and they are in transit. So we'll advance a few days while we're waiting for those to be delivered. Or we could GM mode, deliver part now on both of those. Then we go back to the repair bay. Now, before we fix the grasshopper, we need to get this fixed up here. Standard cockpit. So we're going to do task. It's successfully salvaged. Now, because I manually messed with it, it's going to give me some trouble here. So we have to go to the hangar. Oh, I made a mistake. So the grasshopper needs to have its medium laser in the head destroyed as well. We have to click off this, otherwise it won't let us fix anything. There we go. So now we can salvage the medium laser. Now we can replace the mech head. Now we can replace the armor, place the cockpit, place the medium laser. Oh, we failed. We'll advance the day so that we can get some more repair time. Have her do that task. Cockpit, medium laser. Okay, now it's out of the mech bay. If we look at the unit, we can see that it has all of its parts intact once again, and we can assign a person to it. Now we go back to this lance. The sentinel has no crew. That's okay. We're going to add another unit. We're going to add our new grasshopper to the unit. You can also assign people to things from the personnel page. Assign to unit as pilot mech, medium, sentinel is available. So we'll assign her from there. Maybe you want to go through and see who your best or worst pilots are and get them deployed so that they can get some XP or so that they can be the leader of a new lance or what have you. Once you've got like 30 vehicle personnel and half a dozen mech warriors or more, going through them like this I find can be kind of helpful. And you see XP over here. You can advance your mech warriors by spending XP. You can also add XP for doing various things, or you can go to set XP. That's a GM tool. Maybe we want to make a new character from scratch, but the campaign's gone on for a while, and we want to hire a new mech warrior. We'll give him 60 XP, and we're going to spend XP. Maybe the player wants a new special ability, or they want to increase their piloting skills. We go there, spends the XP. You can see it count down from there. Keep increasing your piloting. And as you can see, the piloting and gunnery go up once they start getting higher level. So going from 4 to 3 is 20 XP. And we can't afford to increase our piloting past 3 because it's 40 XP. We won't get into the interstellar map and traveling between planets and actually running your own solo campaign through this. This is just a brief overview of how to do things. I have a video on how to edit units in the Mech Lab, so go check that out. We didn't hire a doctor for our injured mech warrior, so we'll just go do that quickly. That's a terrible doctor, 9+. We edit statistics and increase his med tech a couple levels. There we go. Now we've got a medic. They'll automatically try and heal the wounds once they expire. Here we see the left leg healed even without medical attention. So we'll advance a few days. I don't know why it's taking extra days to advance the sprained right hand, but whatever. There we go. Sprained right hand healed. And sometimes they won't heal, and you'll have a permanent injury that'll mess up your mech warrior. I hope that helps, mech warriors. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.